Welcome back to It Is What It Is. I'm filling in as your guest host, Trysta Krick, here with my analysts, Mace and Cam.
Killa, what's good, man?
Shit, how you? Everything all right?
Yeah. Trysta got the ditties on pause.
It's up. We are up.
Oh, baby. Mo, what's good? How you doing?
All is well. I like the glasses, Trish.
Thank
Nice
you.
look.
And of course, our analyst for today, every day, this time every week, Maurice Clarett, looking fresh to death with no palm trees
Thank you.
in sight.
Yeah. He doesn't have on a tie either. Yeah. Did you notice that? Ever since UConn, he don't wear his suit anymore. He doesn't wear a tie or anything. Are you feeling well, Mo?
All is well, man. All is well. Life is well. Life is good. I've been having a great week. Always glad to be on the show. Trish here joined us. So, this is our version of DEI. So we include Trish this week. So,
Reverse DEI.
I don't know if you saw the show, Mo, but they tested me on whether I knew Lift Every Voice and Sing yesterday. Passed with flying colors.
Yeah, Mo. Stat did not know who Jesse Jackson was. That is crazy, Killa. She did not know. I said, keep hope alive. She said, what's that? I said, she don't know Jesse? That's crazy. Young black girl don't know who Jesse is. That was wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let me ask you, though, what she should know him for?
Rainbow Push.
The Rainbow Coalition,
Yeah, I had it almost correct.
I know, Judge. I'm just trying to think, why would somebody 24, 23, why would they should know him? I'm not saying they shouldn't. What's some of the reasons we should know him?
Yeah, she probably doesn't know him. She probably would have known Al Sharpton. I just remember them as the guys that used to make all their words rhyme, the big words rhyming.
Yeah, first of all, Jesse was Martin Luther King right-hand man. That was this nigga.
Yeah.
Then, that was his man. So you got to think how far back that is. R.P. Jesse, too, he just passed away. Then you got to think about when Jesse Jackson was going to be the first black nigga run for president. Niggas like, just out this motherfucking mind. This wasn't even a thought of a nigga running for president.
Yeah, he was trying it.
Yeah, this like 81, 82 during the Reagan era, just trying to run for president. Niggas was like, yo, niggas gonna kill Jess. Fuck is Jess doing, man? They was. That's what niggas was on. But R.P. to Jess. I'm just wondering, because I know exactly who Jesse Jackson is, and I know on a serious note, he used to show up to a lot of stuff. Like Attorney Crump does it now. He shows up to a lot of things for black people. And with Al Sharpton, when Mace just alluded to, when there was a problem in the black community, no matter where it was at in the country, Jesse Jackson used to show up like sort of our spokesperson and fight for black rights when something was going on. That's what I know him from, besides him being a reverend. But I'm just trying to think, if you 23, 24, what would you know him for? Because he kind of slowed down in doing that as he got older.
Didn't he say something about Obama when he first got
Obama?
elected?
He ain't like it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you know him from the hate.
She would know him from that.
Yeah. It's like, what's the name, too? What do you think about this? I know this is all sports, but what do y'all think about when you think somebody like Spike Lee says, I don't like Tyler Perry movies. He doesn't put the passion into it. It's not really detailed like my movies. What do you think about Spike Lee saying that about Tyler Perry?
You know what it sounds like. You know what it sounds like, Mo, right?
Yeah, because you know what it is.
Yeah,
what it sounds like is what it is.
It's what it is.
What is it?
Hating on new hotness. Hating on new hotness is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Spike be hating on Tyler movies, man.
Tyler done made the whole studio and all that. You think Spike Lee ever used his studio if he ever had to film?
Well, other people, Will Smith has used it. Eddie Murphy's used it. Tracy Morgan's used it. I see a bunch of black people there. Martin Lawrence used it. That's just stubbornness. If you don't, going to that shit. I don't give a fuck going on. I look like going over to that shit. That's my piece. He should, though. They keep the money all black.
Well, we got to get into...
I think he probably...
Go ahead, Mo.
No, I said I think he probably disrespected you so much, and you don't want to look crazy for doubling back and feeling like he got to come over his house to, shoot his films now. So it's a pride thing.
Yeah, but so the white studio charge him mad money, and then he need to have a convo, and he be like, I wasn't even like that, right? Media be gassing shit. Media always gassing shit.
Yeah, that's why we got to speak more and all that.
Yeah. Lack of communication destroys the nation. All that.
Oh, man. All right, let's get to these play-in games. First up, Portland advances. We are the 2 seed. The world got to see my man Deni Abdi on full display. I think that's a pause. 114, 110. Portland on the road. 1 million lead changes. We had fouls. We had the refs shenanigans. We had missed free throws. We had clear out. We had that's an and one. We had Dylan Brooks shenanigans. Mo, what did you think about that game? What do you think that means for Portland? I told them I think that Portland could be a top 4, top 5 seed with Damian Lillard next year. What do you think about that? What do you think about our chances in the first round?
Yo, real quick, Mo. Because Trista's a guest here today and she's hyped, we'll start with Portland. There's no way we should have started with the Portland game. Absolutely. There's no way in the world the Portland game should be leading off the fucking show over the Miami and Hornets game. But Trista's in studio.
Thank you.
And Trista's a homer. We're going to start off with Portland, Mo. But just for our audience, we would never start the show off with Portland.
I know it's not a needle mover yet.
Yeah, not yet, but okay. No problem, Mo. Just be clear. Trista's from Portland, everybody. So we're going to start the show with the Trailblazers.
Oh, yeah, by the way, Deni, 41, 7, and 12. Just put a little respect on the name with the stats.
Yeah, just put it out there. I got you.
41, 7, and 12 is tough. You got to go with that.
Well, you wasn't in the group chat, Trish, but I spoke too soon. And so the first half, I was like...
I was going to bring that up too, Mo. Mo hit me the first half and said, this game is boring as fuck. That game ain't get good till the last 6 minutes, Mo, so you right. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I think just because, the first game was action-packed, pause. It was all type of shots going up, and it was more action. We'll get to that. But for the first half, I was like, this game is slow, and it just felt like it was two teams that looked like they were playing teams, playing one another. It just wasn't no excitement. I'm up here talking about, man, will Devin Booker be in Phoenix next year? And I had seen just all the productivity, and I don't want to mess his name up, but from the point guard, I think he's a Jewish kid. I looked him up, and he's from Israel. But during that last probably 6 or 7 minute stretch, my dude Donovan Clingham, he had hooked Dylan Brooks, my dude. He's from UConn himself. But ever since that moment, man, the game kind of went crazy. And what is his name? How do you say his first name, Trish?
Deni.
He basically, man, I think he put the world on notice to say, man, I'm here, I'm ready to play, and just for the foreseeable future, he's going to be a competitor. And I couldn't believe, just because I guess it's like a regional thing, you don't get that many Portland Trailblazer games or even Phoenix Suns games, but he was taking whoever it was off the dribble up top. Very skilled, very smooth. I liked his attitude. I like his aggressiveness. He's not scared of shit. It was clear to see that. But I don't know about Portland with Dame back being a top 4 team. But I will say this year that it was fun to watch him. I don't know what they'll do in the next round, but it was fun to watch him. It was fun to watch the last, 6 or 7 minutes of the game. But I left the game, one, being impressed with him, but then having more questions about where do the Phoenix Suns go from here and if they'll dismember what they have right there and blow that team up.
Yeah, listen, Trish has been telling us about Deni. we wasn't listening. But last night, we had to all pay attention and see what was going on. It wasn't Simons. It ain't Scoot Henderson. It's the Deni nigga. And I take from that, we was talking about it before we got on the air, that it's Deni, Luka, Joker, they on the group chat like America ain't shit. I'm telling you, get over here and kill these niggas. Giannis, I'm telling you, mark my words, when you get over here, these niggas is trash. And I believe that, not necessarily on the group text, but I believe that overseas players, especially from Europe, sit there and don't think that new American players, I should say, are that good. But Portland, that was a really, really good game. And I think, Mo, you had a terrific take because you walk away from this saying what's going to happen with Phoenix. Now, we know Phoenix still has another chance to get into the playoffs because they have to play the winner of Golden State and the Clippers, so it isn't over, but just watching them last night, we had a take a couple days ago saying, which team, if they get into the playoffs, probably could make a little noise? And I said, maybe it could be Phoenix. No, not with the performance I seen last night. When I seen Deni play, I actually thought, why isn't not Dylan Brooks, why isn't, what's this nigga name?
Jalen Green?
No, fuck that. No. Devin Booker doing this. This is the shit that Devin Booker was supposed to be doing. Then he said, move. He tapping up, moving niggas out the way, yelling at the ref if it goes. He said, he probably told niggas in Israel, you ain't shit. This is the shit I'm expecting from Devin Booker. I left that game, watching that game, not being a big Devin Booker fan like I was, and Deni gained a fan from me, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play in the next round because one thing's for sure, two things for certain. You have a great potential star in Portland with that guy right there.
It's franchise.
Man, this is crazy because Jalen Green had 35, but that last shot he took was crazy. You kicking your foot out, that's an old man move. A young guy is not supposed to be trying to do that. Just make the basket. Even Devin Booker went to the basket for the last play, right? And he gets in the paint and then kicks it back out. That just didn't make sense. I don't know if it's the Kardashian thing coming back to get him. He's wearing a black headband. This is not the guy I knew, man. It was just horrible to watch. Even when he was going to the basket, right? Devin Booker pull-up pause game used to be textbook, right? He jumped straight in the air. Him and Bradley Beal had this like almost perfection where they raked the ball, one dribble, and straight up in the air. Now it's like he's fading backwards. It's like a whole different Devin Booker. I mean, he did have 22, but what's 22 to 41? 41, 12, and 7? That mean he could have went for 60. He was out there looking like Kingdom. That last play looked like he was in Kingdom. He went twing cross, but a little hezzy cross to the rack, Euro step. We used to call that young life, just a basket. And then he got the basket and just pointed to them like, and one. I was like, yo, this guy's looking serious out there. Pause. So I'm not sure if they're going 4 next year. I'm not ready to say that. I know.
Can we get out of the play-in though?
You could get out of the play-in. Yeah, you could get knocked out the first round. Because none of this is going to work on Wemby. I hope you don't think Deni is going crazy on Wemby. I want to make sure. I want to ask you this question. Do you think he shows up this way against San Antonio?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot harder when you have a guy that can eat up as much paint as Wemby can. And his length, his wingspan, his ability to cover the floor is going to be a problem. So you're going to need to hit a lot more jump shots. You're going to have a lot more ball movement. And hope that Wemby maybe is on a minutes restriction. But this should be fun. I think all I wanted was...
Niggas always hoping for anything that basketball related. Yep. He's on a minutes restriction. Let's just hope that he can't play like that. Go ahead, Trish, my bad.
Listen, so I didn't really expect us to even make the playoffs. But once I was proclaiming the next year would be different, and it was like, nah, you're going to be a 8 seed forever. We don't care about Dame coming back. I was like, you know what? I'm rooting for us to make the playoffs now. I don't care about having our first-round pick that we now owe to Chicago. Let's show the world what Deni Avdija can do. I said I would take Deni over Şengün. I think you now see why. Like, Deni's going to be one of the best guard wings in the league for a long time. And he's been putting this on display all season long. Yeah, the numbers don't show it, right? Like 24 points isn't amazing, but you talk about his ability to get to the rack. You talk about his pull-up threes. His defense, even though he wasn't in the game on that last play, his defense is actually really solid. 6'7", long, rangy, great free throw shooter. Didn't show up that way tonight. But like when you talk about guys that can attack the paint, can draw fouls, can give you a bunch of different like layup packages, euros, step throughs, all that. Deni has everything in the bag. And at that size, at that contract, I'm really excited to see what Portland can do next year with Dame in the mix, because you see when you blitz Deni, you don't always rely on Drew Holiday or some of these other role players to be able to get you those corner threes. Like, I'm sorry, Jeremy Grant's not going to get you that. So too much time on Portland, but I am excited. I get to see Wemby at least twice in Portland, which is what I want to see. I haven't seen him since the NBA Cup. And let's just keep building. These young guys now have this moment, and then they have at least 4 more big moments that they can build on.
So he's not a guard. He's a forward.
Well, so he was supposed to. Yeah, he's a forward that when. So what happened with Portland is that obviously Scoot was out for most of the first part of the year till the All-Star break. You had Dame out for the whole year. And then Drew Holiday went down with an injury. So they had to play Deni at guard. And that's when everything changed. Tiago Splitter, who's filling in for Chauncey, said, Deni, get rebounds and just go. We're going to put the ball in your hand, and we're going to run the offense through you. And that became really his coming out party and his moment. So I'm actually really interested to see how him and Dame play together next year, because he's usually like a 3, 2-3. Now he's playing the 1.
Looked like a guard last night.
He can do everything, yeah. And so I'm excited to see what this team can do. But the game you guys really want to talk about. Hornets, Miami.
Now you're going to downplay this game.
Yeah, no, this game was amazing.
What game y'all want to talk about?
It was amazing.
This the one when Joe T talking about. What game y'all want to talk about?
Bye-bye, Miami. I'm sorry, Stat. It's a wrap for the Heat. 127, 126. This game had everything. Charlotte makes the playoffs for the first time in a decade. The other team just pretty much watched their whole team disintegrate before their very eyes. Bam Adebayo went down with an injury on what we might say is like a bit of a dirty play. Lamelo, 30 points, 10 assists. Con Knipple, 0 for 6 from 3. He gets benched. Kobe White, big balls, fadeaway 3 to force OT. What did you think, Mo, about this game?
One first shout out to the entire Charlotte Hornets crowd. That was the first thing that stuck out, man. Just the excitement, the noise, the everybody out of their seats. When I was watching the game, they had as much energy as the guys on the field or the guys on the court. And the second part of that is that when I looked at the Charlotte Hornets, man, it just looked like they were having a bunch of fun. Now, I will say this, they're going to live by the 3 and die by the 3, but just getting the ball up and down the court, passing to one another, another thing that stuck out, and I don't know why, I just thought about this. When I looked at Miles Bridges, I remember for the last few years, we've always talked about Miles Bridges and everything that took place with him off the court and his whole personal life being crazy, but he looked phenomenal last night, and we've not heard of anything going on off the court with him, and you can kind of see how that stuff translates. And, when basketball is the main thing, you end up having moments like this where you're playing phenomenal, when Lamelo Ball is playing phenomenal, and just all of the excitement around, the Hornets, they just look like a phenomenal group of guys, but they had some adversity there at the end. They ended up going to overtime and eventually pulled it out, and won in overtime. And so I just thought it was a phenomenal game. I think they'll struggle later on in the playoffs on defense. They can't stop anything. I don't know how this game plays out if Bam doesn't go out. I don't know if that was the second or third quarter whenever he fell on his back. But for the time being, is that they had fun. It was a great performance for the crowd, and I just it was just a fun game to watch. Nonetheless, it felt like an actual playoff game or a version of. I remember when the Warriors went on like that run back in like 2014, 15, 16, and I remember watching their crowd appreciate them. This felt like that, but they're nothing like that team. Just to say that.
So if Charlotte is playing they're playing for the between 9 and 10, are they definitely in the playoffs?
Nope. They play the loser of the 7-8 game.
Oh, okay.
Loser of Orlando and Philadelphia, but they haven't even been in the play-in. So even though this isn't the playoffs, anything postseason for Charlotte is decent.
Yeah, I mean, this is really good for LaMelo Ball. I think this is going to be a showcase for him if he gets against either one of these teams coming up next. He just looks like he enjoys the game, and he's willing to do anything to win. You gotta love that, right? It was a dirty play, but we out here to win, man. How Stat said, I wish that was here because I would tell her. She would say that was dirty. I said, Stat, you said if you could get away with it, do it, you know? And that's what Melo tried to do. He tried to get away with it. But other than that dirty play, he was really balling out. When you getting 12 assists as well as 30 points, you're really, as a point guard, you couldn't ask for more from a point guard. And I like the way that they got scoring from all these different departments. That's why I said the Charlotte Hornet could be dangerous to any team on the East on any given night because they have too many positions that could score points. You got Brandon Miller. Because when we start talking about Miles Bridges and forget about Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller is going to show up with his 24 or 27 any night. And then Carnipple comes in and he's showing up. This is a really dangerous team. Even the people coming off the bench. If you look at their bench, they got players that, that could still come in and do work. You got Kobe White with 19. But on other nights, it may be someone else that's Grant Williams that could put up at least 10 points. So when you can get 10 points off the bench in the playoffs, that's a real extra effort.
Yeah, listen, I've been on a record saying that Charlotte's the most fun team to watch. They're a really fun team to watch, but they played like shit last night. Melo stunk it up. He was 2 for 16 for 3, 12 from 31 for the field. He had 30 points, but you should have 30 points if you're shooting 31 times or you're shooting 16 threes. Nipple couldn't throw a rock in the ocean. Kobe White, he killed them niggas, and Bam Adebayo, Mace brought it up how that nigga LaMelo Ball grabbed that nigga leg and he had to go out because he landed on his tailbone. But Musa, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, number 14 on the Charlotte Hornets. 8 offensive rebounds, 14 rebounds altogether. I don't know if you get them rebounds if Bam Adebayo is in the game. He's not in the game, so whatever. You play, I think this was a spectacular game without Bam Adebayo, but we're not going to not factor in like Bam Adebayo was out for the majority of the second quarter and the whole second half. Norman Powell played good. I done forgot all about motherfucking Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins was out there busting their ass.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero was doing his thing. And then at the end of the game, regulation, I'm sitting there saying, Con Knipple, you gotta give the coach a lot of credit. Con Knipple's out. He had a bad game. But you're down 3 points and you don't bring him out. I don't give a fuck if he's not having a bad game. I'm putting the best 3-point, the nigga who made the most 3-pointers this season in the game. They didn't put him in the game. And they went with Kobe White, and Kobe knocked the motherfucking shot down. Then they go into overtime. Then when you get into overtime, Charlotte's busting ass, and then Miami make a quick run. Then Melo, he turns the ball over. Tyler Hero gets it. He fouls him on a 3. Tyler Hero knocks down all 3 shots. And then what I did like from Melo, no matter how bad of a game he had, he said, give me the ball. Give me the motherfucking ball. And instead of taking a 3, he went to the basket. I said that to myself. I said, look, they're down 1 point. Watch these niggas motherfuckers shoot a 3 when they don't need to shoot a 3. But he went to the basket, made the basket. They went down to the other end of the court. Mitchell, he had an outstanding game for Miami as well. And Miles Bridges is the one who actually saved the game with that block shot. So I know it didn't look good what LaMelo Ball did, but to Mason's point, if you get away with it, get away with it. I think he needs to be fine behind it. But I would rather see the Charlotte Hornets play again than the Miami Heat. They're an absolutely fun team to watch, even though they missed 797 threes yesterday. It's a real fun team to watch.
Yeah, that's a good point about LaMelo because I kind of am like a low-key LaMelo Ball stan. Like, I don't say it that loud because he makes so many dumb decisions. He's cut them down. He's cut them way down. But I feel like LaMelo's ethos out there on the court is like, fuck it, YOLO. I'm just going to do whatever. The one-legged, 30-foot threes, like the turnaround jumpers. He's box office, though. And I think you saw an encapsulation of what LaMelo Ball is all in that last sequence, right? Mm-hmm. Turns the ball over, ends up getting bumped, and then fouls Tyler Hero on that corner three, and you're just like, oh my God, you guys deserve to lose this game based off the strength of Melo fucking up. And then he comes back and redeems himself, and you're like, that's why I love Melo. And LaMelo has the audacity to say, I don't care how much I've been shooting poorly tonight. I don't care how I almost just lost the game. I'm going to go and win the game for us. So Charlotte, like you said, I think that they're the most fun team, especially in the East, to watch. They play a brand of basketball that is wild and free and fun. I just want to see them go to Miles Bridges a little bit more because you can't just shoot a bajillion threes 15 seconds in, like 10 seconds into the shot clock. And they don't do it even on sets. They just come up, ISO, shoot a bunch of threes. And you can live by the three and die by the three, and they almost did there.
Yeah, on another note, is Davion Mitchell related to Mitchell that's in Cleveland? They both wear 45, got the same last name.
I don't know. He did really well tonight.
I'm going to look it up.
He did really well.
No, they're not.
Oh, well, he's jacking it. He's jacking his swag a lot. You know, that's a lot, brother. Donovan Mitchell, nigga, show up. Davion Mitchell, number 45. Come on, man. Get your own stuff.
What were you about to say, Cam?
No, I think Miles Bridges played spectacularly well. And then he shoots threes, too. You didn't think he's 5 for 10 from, let me see. He's 5 for 10 from three. He's 50% from three-point range. But he almost did some Jordan shit, too. He went to the basket and did one of these shits that Mike did. Like,
yeah,
that was a spectacular game. And like I said, you know what I get when I watch, like you said, Mo, you made a great point. You know what I get when I watch Charlotte play at home? I get blackness. It feel black. It do. You know what I'm saying? It felt, you got the baby in the front. Shout out to the baby. He in the front with the chain on. 2 white joints underneath his arms. He got 2 white joints, think he me. What up, baby? Then you go to the crowd, there's black people doing Kappa dances. They doing like they part of a frat. Yo, it feel real black when you watch them. I thought it was like Atlanta, and it still is. But Charlotte might got them on the blackness. When you looking at the crowd, I felt black, man. Watching that team play at home, man. I thought it was really dope, man.
That's a
but I told you.
Go ahead.
No, but I'm just saying, you see, he ain't had no craziness going on this year. You know, when you don't have that craziness, you can focus in. Yeah. You know, you can enjoy the blackness of the city and, you know, you can still ball out and people love you for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen, man. But I really believe, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name right, but Musa, them rebounding machine, bro. Rebounding. Them second opportunities that he got for Charlotte were important, man, because Tryst made a good point, too. I was sitting there saying that shit to myself, like, they live by the three, they gonna die by the three. I was saying that the whole game. And when Tyler Hero made them 3 free throws, I said, look at this shit. And they gonna come down, shoot a 3. I thought they were gonna shoot a 3, but they took the 2. But Trish, I thought the same sentiments You live by it, you die by it, but they ended up living to fight another day. We'll see what happens next game.
And to your point about Moussa Diabate and your point about Davion Mitchell, both of those guys were somewhat cast off from their former teams. Davion Mitchell got drafted by Sacramento. They didn't see much in him offensively. They thought he was an undersized defensive first guard. He had his career high tonight, 28 points, and was giving you like the tween step back threes.
Yeah, he busted their ass.
Yeah, he did, and he wanted that, and you pause. And then you have Moussa Diabate, who was a Clipper, I believe, at one point, and they discarded him, didn't think that he had enough to be physical enough. And you saw that early on in the game, is that he does need to get a little bit in the weight room, because you saw Bam bodying him, and you saw just the rest of like the Jaime Hawkinses of the world being able to get into him as well. But both role players, I felt like, really showed out for their team, and that I think that's a big sentiment for other teams that are rebuilding, is that you need those glue guys to come in and maximize their talents as well. We got to hit this break, but let us know in the comments, how far do you think my Portland Trailblazers can go? What did you think about that Charlotte Hornets Heat game? Is this the end of the Heat franchise? And when we come back, we got to get Cam's opinion on this first ring debate we had yesterday.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. What's stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free. Why am I here? This woman wanna be free. Hell, I don't wanna see her walk away. I wish somebody told me the rules. Disagreements let her win, and it's cool. Even when I'm right, this ain't about you.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. Cam, we got to settle this. I wanted to get your thoughts before we ask Mo about the second ring and who it benefits most. But who do you think will benefit the most from a first ring this year in the playoffs?
I don't know about benefit, but I know who needs one. James Harden. Like, he's been playing the longest, probably the longest tenured without a ring. Like, you know, we talk about, even though they're in the play and you got Steph Curry, he has a ring. We talk about Kevin Durant, he has a ring. LeBron James has a ring. I'm trying to think of somebody in here longer than 15 years that doesn't have a ring in this particular playoffs. And I'm going to go with James Harden. I think the rest of the guys have some time. When you think about a Jalen Brunson, or we talk about, we don't know if he's going to make it yet, Lamelo, or we talk about a Cade Cunningham, or we talk about a Luka. Joker already has a ring. Wemby, he has plenty of time. The whole Spurs have plenty of time. I think the clock is running out on James Harden, so I don't know if it would benefit them the most, but I think that he needs it the most for his legacy, because he played with a lot of people. When you think about the people that James Harden played with, you could sit here and go from Kevin Durant to Russell Westbrook to Chris Paul to Joel Embiid to Kawhi Leonard. I'm probably leaving out a more handful of people that I'm not even coming up with right now. But the people he's played with over the years, and not to have a ring, I think it's him who needs the ring more than anybody else. These young players have some time. I think he's running out of time.
That's a good point. Mo, what you think?
I didn't think of James Harden at first. I was going to say Jalen Brunson. If you said who would it do a lot for, and I just thought, Jalen Brunson, because we talk about New York a lot, but I would agree with Cam and say James Harden, considering that probably for those same reasons he's been in the league since forever, and you want to cement your legacy. And not to say this in any bad way. I think, like, if you talk to Carmelo, for Carmelo playing all those years, I bet you he would have wanted something. He would have wanted the championship to, place up under his belt, after all of his accomplishments in high school and then in college. And then, at some level, you make a ton of money, but you still want to leave the game a champion, especially an NBA champion.
Yeah, especially I feel like your legacy is really impacted if you're a great scorer and you don't have a ring. it really diminishes what people think of you. And James Harden is one of the all-time buckets, one of the all-time like great scorers at manipulating defenses, can see the way that the game is unfolding. And I think in 25 years from now, I mean, people, you talk about the new hotness all the time. People will not give James Harden respect for the MVP year, the ability that he had to get to the rim, really how he transformed the game, like from like a 3-point perspective as well, if he doesn't have a ring. But
right, and here goes some of the players, because Sin sent this to me the other day because we was arguing about James Harden and Dwayne Wade, but he's playing with Donovan Mitchell right now, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, again I'm showing, Joel Embiid, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Chris Paul, Dwight Howard. Those are some of the people he's played with.
Yeah, I think the ring will benefit Jalen Brunson the most. I also had a take yesterday where I thought Wemby would benefit from it because it'll transition the NBA right into his hands, right? The whole NBA will become his overnight. I think even though SGA won it last year, we don't look at it as SGA's league right now. I think if Wemby was to win this summer, everybody will look at the league like you could transition everybody else out. It's now everything belongs to Wemby and it goes to Wemby. Pause. But I do believe if Jalen Brunson won a championship, I said this yesterday and I'm going to stand on it, pause in front of Killa. If Jalen Brunson won a championship, he becomes the best Knick guard ever. I think they got to give him that.
It's not hard to do. Nobody won a championship.
But I think they'll make him the best Knick ever. They you know, New York will switch up that fast. They give him a.
Niggas gave niggas streets and they didn't make it to the championship. So absolutely, yes, you're right. Yeah, anybody who could bring the Knicks a championship will get anything they want. They'll be the best Knick ever. To agree with Mace, you can. The Empire Brunson building, whatever you want to call the shit, they're willing to give away.
I told y'all this yesterday,
man. So yeah, so
Brunson Square on 34th Street.
Yeah, so
they put him in front of Walt Frazier. Walt wasn't like that.
Yeah, Walter loses. Yeah, Walt ain't gonna like it. Because Walter say they doing anything, man.
Walt gonna say something too.
Yeah, but you got niggas. We ain't been alive to see it. The nigga that's born in 2000 don't care what Walt got to say, man.
Yeah.
With the nigga with the funny suits, that's what they gonna say. Nigga be wearing that wild shit.
Nigga be wearing the clown suits, all that. Yeah.
So I agree.
Wow,
you ain't got no argument with me about that. They gave niggas avenues and streets and squares and all that just to get to the Eastern Conference Final. Yes, they'll say he's the best guard ever that ever lived. They'll put him in front of Patrick Ewing. They'll put him in front of John Starks. They'll put him in front of anybody you name and they play for the Knicks because he delivered. First championship in 50-some years. Yes, they're going to. I absolutely, 100%. That's why both your answers are correct, I believe. Because I didn't go with benefit. Jalen Brunson would benefit. And 100% what you said about Wemby would benefit. It would go through Wemby with the league, but the New York treatment for Jalen Brunson, he already gets it now. It would be out of control. He could go right up to a police station and slap a cop back with his backhand and say and walk to work across the street. That's how much they waiting for anybody to win for the Knicks. It's the only franchise that hasn't won since we've been alive. The Islanders and the Knicks. And niggas don't even know where the Islanders play at, somewhere on Long Island. No disrespect to them, but we done see, and the Jets. We done seen the Giants win. We done seen the Mets win with the cocaine, Dwight Gooden and Dal Strawberry. We done seen the Yankees win. And I don't really, no disrespect to Brooklyn, but y'all kind of just got there. Y'all was the Jersey Nets from that year. So. And they even went to a championship.
Well, I wanted to dovetail off of that and ask, you already have a ring. So for your second or third ring, because we'll put Kawhi into this conversation, we'll go with you, Mo, first. which player do you think would benefit the most from getting their second or third ring? So we've got Kawhi, we've got Jokic, we've got SGA, we've got both Celtics players, JB and Tatum.
Yeah, I'm going with the Boston Celtics. And one, I don't know if this sounds, I don't know if you call it racist, but I think about the Celtics because they're American players. And I just don't like where the league goes when you have the foreign players becoming the face of the league, even if it happens to be Wemby. I know that's Cam's team with the Spurs, or even with SGA, or when Jokic won it for those couple of years. I think like not having like some American personality around the brand of basketball is what may make things disinteresting. And this is just my opinion. And then I know, Tatum had popped his Achilles and he came back the second half of the year. But I would be interested to see them continue on, to see how many they could win, if somehow, some way they can pull it off, pause this year, and continue with their second ring. So I would love to see them make that into a dynasty as long as they could. But I'm rooting for those two guys in Boston, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
So, Mo, you against the foreigners?
Yeah, with basketball, I don't know. I like my guy Deni today. That was cool for him to ball out. But I want like some American personality back around the game. Like somewhere in the NBA, when we left LeBron, we left Steph, we left KD. Somewhere like the game, it could have gotten better, from a playing standpoint, from how they play basketball, this European style. But just it's some personality and coolness. Like you like hip hop because it's cool. You like sports because it's cool. Like this cool thing that made American sports and music cool. I felt like, I don't know, it's like lost somewhere. I don't know. That just may be me watching it. But you don't have that cool factor that American players give you with foreign players.
That's pretty interesting. That's a real interesting take. I got to think about that. I would definitely say, me, I definitely want Jaylen Brown to win another one. I really would like him to get 2 final MVPs because that really put him in a different class. So I'm rooting for him in that capacity. But outside of that, I don't think I think it's going towards a European league. It's just no way around it. I mean, with the best players at all positions are mainly foreigners at all positions, right? I mean, when it comes to the 3, the best players are foreigner. When it comes to the center, the best players are foreigner. That's Joker, Wemby. Who else? When it comes to the best
Shea
point guard, that's a foreigner. It's getting really crazy. Is there somebody better than Luka at the 2? I mean, we could
Luka's
argue
the
that.
Point.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, if you're going a guard backup, I'm going with SGA and Luka in the backcourt.
So, at every position, other than power forward, who's the best power forward?
Giannis.
Oh, yeah. Every position, the best players are foreigner. Something to really think about.
It's not nothing to think about. This ain't new. See, you've been talking to Sin too much, Mo. This the shit Sin calling you with this shit. This ain't nothing. Yo, first team All NBA. Only nigga who really been first team All NBA that's not a foreigner is Jason Tatum. And everybody else for the last however many years, half a decade, has been first team All NBA. Beth. Shea, this is going to be what, his second and third year first on All-NBA. Luka, Giannis, Joker. Joker played the other day just to make the 65 games, to be like, yo, don't even act stupid. Y'all know, now I got to go play 20 minutes because y'all talk about I played 64 games. Yo, what kind of car you driving, Mo?
I got a Cullinan, Rolls Royce.
Oh, man. This nigga getting that money, nigga. Getting that money. You eat pancakes too?
I feel like I'm being set up for something. What's going on?
He eat Belgian waffles.
Do you eat pancakes?
No, he doesn't.
Do you, Mo?
Yeah, I eat pancakes, man. Why? What's going on?
Like a lot of shit ain't American. Like French fries? We stealing all the nigga. None of the shit you like is from America on your personal time, but you want us to keep the sport for us.
Hold up.
What?
You gotta- okay, so admit this, right? So, all right, look to me. So,
That was good.
coolness, culture. Yeah, look.
Like your cars and your
So-
food foreign. Just not your
Y'all do understand
basketball
what I'm
players.
talking. No, but you do understand what I'm talking about, where like this cool factor came from basketball. It comes, more coolness comes out of basketball than football. Football more like whatever, right? But you get it out of music and sports, and so you feel like you lose that. Like I felt like somewhere, some way, somehow that's been lost. And maybe I'm just getting older. Maybe I just may be a traditionalist on some level. But to me, I feel like that is lost when the foreign players end up getting the game in their hands because it becomes about something else, this big brand that's advertised to the world, and you just lose sort of like some of black culture. That's all I'm saying.
No, you right. Listen, Mo, you're not the only one who think like this. Listen, dead ass, I don't know if you told, but he's like this all the time. You know how happy he was the world team lost in the All-Star game? Nigga was ecstatic. He was like, yo, the nigga was, yo, world nigga, you think the world, da, 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 da. He was ecstatic, but you got to think about this too, right? How you think white people started feeling when Jackie Robb and them niggas started playing, right?
Niggas hitting home runs and all that.
Now they let niggas come play and all that shit. Me now, Federico Rodriguez is playing now. Oh, now we losing everything, my nigga. It happens, man.
Yeah, he's coming from across the water to play shortstop.
Yeah, my nigga. Now they got a nigga Osaka, Oshami, Oshini, whatever, best boy baseball player in the world from Asia now. It happens, bro. It started off with Babe Ruth and these niggas. You think the white men were losing everything?
Jackie Robb.
We can't keep nothing to ourselves. You know what? Let's start ice skating on ice with sticks and this little shit called a puck. See if them niggas can catch up to us on that joint. They started inventing shit that we can't be good at. There's black niggas in hockey too, not a lot, but I'm just saying. It's niggas gonna come around, like, like for instance, right? It'd be in different, a lot of major cities, right? It's called gentrification, right? To where we have white people moving in black neighborhoods. Harlem, a lot of white people live in Harlem now. And it's closer to work if you live in Manhattan. I don't have time to explain geographically how it works, but it's closer to get the train instead of taking LIR and all that other shit. Cool. You like, yo, the white people is up in Harlem. The white people's here. These niggas trying to take over everything. Niggas got H&M on 125th Street. Why they got 7-Eleven? How BB work here? But if you're a fluent black person, it's white niggas looking at us like, these niggas done moved in over here. Fuckers.
Suburbs, right?
Yeah, damn, now niggas want to play loud music. We can't have nothing.
Cookouts they gonna have.
Yeah. Now we ain't gentrification. It just go like that, bro. Sorry to tell you, I get it though.
Yeah, imagine how they felt with tennis when Serena and them came over there. Come on now.
But I get what you're saying, Mo. It's a bunch of people who feel like you feel to add on, but gotta look at the bigger picture, bro.
Well, and Mo,
is he being racist?
No, I don't. I mean, I have those feelings. I have those feelings, Mo, as well, and I'm white, right? Like I have those.
Because it's not a black or white thing. It's a national thing.
Right.
It's a country thing.
Let us speak her DEI mind.
But I think the hip hop that's in like basketball and hip hop to me growing up were one and the same. Like it was so like the people I played basketball with wanted to rap. People that rap want to play basketball at the highest levels. But that was the question I was going to ask you, Mo. Is hip hop is different. Like everybody who's making music right now is not the 90s nostalgia that we're used to, or that I'm used to growing up with. I mean, you're talking about Lil Uzi Vert. Like, I don't think he's doing anything like athletic. So I don't think that even if it was an American sport and you had like the way that basketball was in the 90s and 2000s, hip hop has changed. And so those two things aren't really linked anymore. What you think?
Yeah. No, you're correct. And I used to watch this show in prison. It was called A Sign of the Times, like George Stephanopoulos. And this is a sign of the times. You know what I'm saying? It's just that things that you grew up on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, things that you grew up on, just they aren't what they used to be. And you know, I don't know, in some regard, that's why I may appreciate the show and I like it and I love it and it helps me to, you know, capture a moment and people who I used to be a fan of then and even now. And that's why you want to watch people continue to evolve and grow so you can live your life longer and further and so on and so forth. But you're right. You know, music isn't the same, but I just should know how, you know, with sports and music, those are the only things that are like these, every time you hear good music, you feel a certain way. Every time you see somebody play sports, that's not reality TV. It's something original and new and expressive. And so you just wish that thing, whatever that energy, that space, whatever that is, can be carried on to other people. So whether your kids appreciate it and they see it or so on and so forth. And I could talk about that for forever, but it isn't the same, to say the least.
But back to the second ring question, Mace, who do you think out of that group, Kawhi, Jokic, SGA, and you could say Tatum or Brown, but like, do you think that this benefits somebody's legacy more than others out of that group?
I think it's really gonna benefit. Let me see. I think Joker is cemented. I think right now people already have a narrative about SGA, right? So his is gonna be cemented. I think the person that, again, needed the most is Jaylen Brown, because you see, even though he got the MVP, they didn't put him on the Olympic team. So it's definitely a narrative out there about him that has to be changed, because it doesn't make sense that two players, not just one, I think there was two players, two guards got to play on USA without
three Celtics.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday, Derek White, and Tatum.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
For me, I would say SGA. And the reason I say SGA, because niggas like, y'all still won't give me the league. All right. I done averaged 30 for 4 years straight. Only other person to average over 30 points for 4 years straight, over 50% shooting is Michael Jordan. I don't know what else you want me to do. They keep talking about give it to Wemby, face of the league, this, that, and the third. Look, I don't know what else he just got to keep winning till something give. And I'm not saying even if he keep winning, they'll give him the face of the league. You know, they still waiting on.
That's real.
Yeah. You know,
like, yo, what else I got to do?
Yo, I done passed Wilt Chamberlain for, Wilt Chamberlain had 126 games straight with 20 points or more. He done passed that by several games. And niggas be like, yo, that's dope. Like, what else?
Yeah.
Like, what else you want this nigga to do, my nigga? So I would have to say SGA, because we just take what he does for granted at this point. Same thing like Mace kind of said with the Joker, but Joker's recognized as the best player in the world to certain people. Mm-hmm. You know, you still argue, you know, Sin is still telling me that Jalen Brunson is better than SGA.
Wow.
This is shit we go through. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What is he saying? Is his preference?
Yeah, exactly. PT is right. It's safe to say we're never satisfied. Never. Yo,
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
No, I was about to ask you with SGA, do you think like the fact that he plays with OKC or, you know, even with Wemby playing with the Spurs and even with Jokic, they playing like these smaller off markets, do you think that contributes to any of this?
No,
like,
nah.
Because
30 is 30.
30 for 4 years
30 is
50% shooting, and the only other person that did it is Michael Jordan. You know why I don't say it attributes to that, Mo? Is because the NBA is marketed on superstars. And when Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook was there, It wouldn't have mattered. It would have been like, yo, them niggas is killing. Yo, they won the chip or whatever. Because they were the superstars that's marketed. I don't know if, I seen this a couple years ago. And I'm not saying this is an actual fact for SGA. But they were saying how it's hard for Giannis to get commercials because it's hard to pronounce his name. A lot of times we still say the Greek freak. I'm talking about advertisement-wise. He probably got a shitload of commercials in Greece. You know what I'm saying? But as far as America is concerned, and you like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you don't see a lot of commercials with Shai, right? You don't see, when we came up, them commercials was a motherfucker. You want to be like Paul. Mike, you want to be Mike, you want to be fucking, have Gatorade, you want to be State Farm with Chris Paul and Aaron Rodgers. And listen, what I believe now is this, Mace, is that they make so much money in the NBA, not saying that they don't want the advertisement dollars that they could get, but that was makeup money for niggas who was making $4 million a year or $5 million a year or even fucking $10, $11 million a year. These superstars are up to $60 million a year. Yeah. And they good. So I think that's how you look at it to where, is it good? How do you market it? That's why you said with Jalen Brunson, I thought that was an outstanding answer because New York will go crazy. I was looking at, arguing never since, I was arguing with Sin, right? You know the top 10 sports franchises in America I'm talking about? 8 out of 10 of them are from New York or LA, or state of California, pardon me. Only 2 teams that's not in the top 10 sports franchises in America is the Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots. I'm not just talking about football. I'm talking about any sport. The other 8 teams, whether it be basketball, football, or baseball, are from California and New York. It's just, it's the market. The market's the market, but I don't think that that's the reason for SGA because when Kevin Durant was there, he was still Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I think it's Jokic just because... and I'll just briefly go into it because we're running low on time. But I think 30 years from now, people won't realize and recognize that this doughboy was eating the league up. Like for 5 straight years and probably for another 3 years, he will be the best player in the world. And if he only has 1 ring, he's going to get the Moses Malone treatment. Whereas like, oh, well, he only has 1 ring, so how good was he? He was kind of like chunky and he was a center. It's like, how good was he? And no. And I think like there's other centers that kind of get that treatment as well. Like Bill Walton was incredible. You've got Arvydas Sabonis who didn't have any, but he was incredible as well. But like I think Jokic, for us who have seen him with our own 2 eyes, we recognize that he only needs 1 ring in order to be solidified. But I don't think in the future that his legacy... I think his legacy will be impacted a lot in the future if he gets at least 2. But we got to get to this Ant Edwards news because Ant Edwards' baby mama is claiming that he lied under oath about his business dealings in California. Apparently, he's evading his personal jurisdiction. He's hiding money for his child support obligations. I think this is the same baby's mama he paid over $1 million to go away, but she's not gone away. She's back.
She got $1 million, right?
Yeah, I think she got maybe a little more than that. Mo, what's your general thoughts on this news?
What else y'all want from me? What else do y'all want? What else do you want?
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna steal stats saying, what is it? If you can get away with it, this is one of those things.
I gotta speak on this, Mo. I definitely gotta speak on this. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think it's the same baby mama that he ended up paying the entire child support up front, right? And the issue is that, just like she finessed him and act like he liked her, like they say, right back ain't cheating. Now, when it's time for me to pay up, I gotta, hide my assets and put stuff off in the trust and put stuff off in other people's name. But she was devious for doing what she did. She's devious now for double back and trying to get money. So when he's acting like you you can't get mad that, like who gets paid all of the child support money for 18 years up front and then is mad that you got to pay it all up front, then try to double back to try to get some more. Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so, he's dealing with a nothing. He dealt with a nothing, had a baby with a nothing, and now you have a nothing set of circumstances. That's all it is.
He needs discernment. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Mace.
showing a skillful use of underhanded tactics to get a goal accomplished. That's devious. She's skillful. Is being skillful at underhanded tactics to get the goal you desire. That's what it means to be devious. Just for the listeners, when normally Killa tells us what I meant by it. So I'm just telling you what Mo meant by it. She's very skillful at using underhanded tactics to get the job done. That's what he meant by the word. I'm not saying she's devious, but that's what devious means. But I would say this. He did give her the $1 million up front. I thought that was a generous gesture, especially if both of you agree, because I'm not sure if both of you agree, but if they both agreed that this person didn't want to be in this situation, and he should be responsible to do something with the child. But if he wasn't going to be with the child, he did send the money, because I think that's the conversation we're having. Now, I know to raise a child, you have to be present and all of that, but she's not asking for time. She's asking for cash. She's not asking if he's available after the playoffs to come see the child. She's asking, is there more money somewhere? And I think that wasn't the goal, because once you gave the $1 million, I think the way that works, you got to sign off and say, you know what, that these situations are taken care of from now to 18 years old. Everything is taken care of. That's why it was tallied, it was calculated, and he sent the money. I think, and I'm kind of taken back, because I took up for her when she did it. When it came out, said, this is why guys don't fight, right? You can't fight for, I don't know how I'm going to say this, but sometimes you feel bad fighting for a woman. If you know that she's going to do something like this, it could put you in a bad place. So you got to get this right, because guys want to be there to protect the woman. But when you do stuff like this, there's nothing to protect.
So this is just a case of somebody put her on because she didn't know how to do math. Like, it's not even nothing but that. Anthony Edwards has a deal worth $244 million, 5 years. Let's just say to round it up to 250, right? And then for 5 years with the Timberwolves. Then he got a 5-year deal with Adidas for $50 million. So he gets $300 million the next 5 years. And so what's that, $60 million a year? Dollar treed you. Dollars. You went for it. You agreed to it. Nobody forced you to. $million, bet. I was like, yeah. Because that's only 5 years. He gonna make $1 billion before it's all said and done. Nigga like 24. 25. Nigga, dollar stores you. Don't get mad at him because you agreed to go to take the money for the dollar store. He makes $60 million a year for the next 5, and he dollar stores you. Now you like, somebody was like, yo, you stupid. How you gonna, why would you take $1 million when that nigga getting, you know, girl will sit there like, no, I was just thinking for the baby.
Put on. Yeah.
It's too late. You agreed. Man makes $60 million a year, and he got you for $1 million. I would have been dumb happy. I've been like, yo, dumb happy. I might at this point, I'm like, yo, just take another $500,000 and leave me alone. But I feel him though, because he like, I told you from the dribble, off the dribble, leave me alone and take the baby. I'm not supporting that. I would be in the child's life, but he didn't lie to you. This niggas is sit here and tell you they coming to get their kid and don't show up for 4 years.
Yeah, tell you he in L.A. and he in the next door.
Yeah, now the part that got me more mad about anything is now you want to put me in jail? The reason I say put me in jail, she said he committed perjury. You go to jail for that if you lie under oath, bro. Now you want me to do 364 days. That's crazy. Like, yo, that's your fault. You should have thought about this before you did the deal. Listen, now I'm a sucker because I said what I said next. Tomorrow I'm going to be a sucker. Like a Cam, he's supporting this shit. Because I'm reading what's going on. Whatever. Dollar treated you, Dollar told you. You should have had some better advice. I should have got counsel, should have some better friends, something. You can't get mad at it. The deal's the deal. Yeah, and then she keep on going back to California. The judge said, take your ass back to Georgia. The crazy shit is, Anthony Edwards don't even play in California. What's this California? Yeah,
I told y'all that California is the lick. Pause. As soon as they tell you they're going to California, you see her with a California extra ID, you know what's going on. She live in New York, but she got an extra ID that says California.
Well, not just that, but the California lawyers know what time it is. They know how to extract money. They know how to get their piece of that money. It's a wild story. I think you're 100% right. When I saw that news come down, I was like, $1.2 million for 18 years? How is that going to break up when he's making as much as he's making? We got to go, though. That's all the time for It Is What It Is. Shout out to Mo for being an awesome analyst as always. I've had an absolute blast. I'll see y'all for the rest of the week. And always, as always, it is what it is.